This week, we talk about some new information about the upcoming Marvel Zombies miniseries. We talk about an upcoming prequel novel to the new Superman movie called Welcome to Metropolis. We talk about how Doctor Who might be finding a new home outside of Disney Plus, and a whole lot more. Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse. Warning.
Red alert.
Ay, 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 ay!
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
That's the emergency alert. This episode is full of spoilers for some of the latest and greatest nerdy movies and shows.
Spoilers.
Listener discretion is advised. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse podcast. I'm Billy Taylor.
And I'm Taylor Oxner.
And this week we're back. We're going to talk about all the fun stuff happening out there in the pop culture universe this past week. But before we jump into any of that, Taylor, what are you nerding out about this week, man?
Couple of things this week. Well, maybe even three things. So hold on tight. The first thing is I watched How to Train Your Dragon for the very first time in my whole entire life.
Oh, nice. Did you like it?
I loved it.
It's really good.
It was very good. I watched it with the kid. Here's the thing is I'm kind of having a weird like kids movie renaissance of like movies I haven't seen because Miles is just about the age of having kids and we didn't have kids when a lot of our friends had kids. So like we missed out on like a ton of like kids movies. Like just like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch that on my free time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so yeah, it's funny. We've watched that and I watched you know they made like a 3D rendering version of the Mewtwo movie?
Yes. I've seen that with my boys.
Okay, we watched that too.
Nice.
That's looks awful.
Right. It does look like a step back in animation quality.
Like it is one of those that I was like, I think I could have done this if I had the sprites. Like I feel like I could have done this. I mean, it would have taken me a few years, but I feel like I could have done it.
You were like, am I watching this on a Nintendo 64?
Yeah, that's what it felt like. I was watching it on a 64 or like a PlayStation like 2, even like closer to like PlayStation 2 graphics.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, like it was also I didn't remember like how utterly traumatizing that movie is.
Right.
Yeah, it was crazy. But that we have wrestling's coming up. They had Money in the Bank last weekend, which Seth Rollins won the men's Money in the Bank and Naomi won the women's Money in the Bank. Which, do you know what Money in the Bank is?
Let me know. I don't know.
Okay, so the concept of the match is there's a suitcase and it's dangling above the ring. We'll say like 15 feet above the ring, and there are ladders, and you have to get up the ladder and unlatch the briefcase from the ring, and then you get the briefcase. Now, what the briefcase means is that you can turn that in for any belt match at any time. So it's like a chip, basically, that you can just hand out and be like, I want a match for that belt. And it's pretty cool, interesting, like plot MacGuffin kind of thing in wrestling. But what's cool about the match is that it's like a 5-person match, five or six. I think it's six people trying to all get on a ladder and unlatch that thing all at once. And the only way to win is for somebody to get it. So it's insane. There's no disqualifications either. So they can do whatever they want to get it.
Gotcha.
It's insane. It's absolutely like bonkers. But they've done it. I think this is like the 10th year, I think. I probably had that wrong. But maybe it's even longer than that. Maybe it's a 20 year. I don't know. But yeah, it's a really crazy match. And there was that also.
Nice.
So,
that sounds like a lot of fun to watch.
it's a lot of moving pieces, and it's definitely the whole time you're kind of on the edge of your seat. I know I was, but Lauren was for sure. But yeah, it's a really good time. The visuals are really interesting. They do all these robbers, people in like trench coats and stuff as like graphic design stuff, which makes it look really cool. And it was in LA this year, which was really nice. So
Oh, nice. Well, for me this week, I guess I'm nerding out about. I know last week I talked about kind of rearranging all my nerd stuff. And
Yeah.
this past week, I more focused on my comic books. They were kind of just willy nilly put in a box. In all the long boxes, they weren't really organized well. So I spent a couple of days and went through, and I have now a box of free comic book day stuff, and then a box of older Marvel stuff, and a box of newer Marvel stuff, and a box of older DC stuff, and a box of newer DC stuff. And then I have a separate box with all my autographed stuff and all my Scotty Young stuff in that one box. And I don't know, it was just kind of fun to go through everything and see them all. And because, once you read it and bag it, most people don't, and maybe that's just me, but I don't really take them back out anymore.
Yeah. Every few years, I like to make sure that I have all my stuff in order and I recatalog, and it's always a lot of fun.
Yeah. The one,
Just kind of see everything.
Yep. The one weird thing though is I went through every single box with a fine tooth comb. And a couple years ago, I got my hands on Spider-Man 2099 issue number 1, and I can't find that thing anywhere. And it's got me a little upset about it. I can't find it. And I went through every box multiple times, which took forever because there's a lot of comics.
Yeah.
And I have no idea where that thing is, and my brain can't even like fathom another place I would have put it. I'm trying to think, did I bring it to a con to get signed and then lost it, or but I can't remember a time when I would have had a person that would have signed it. My brain was trying to think of all the possibilities, so I'm a little bummed out that I cannot find that thing anywhere.
Isn't that a Fabian Nieza?
Maybe I'm not sure, and I know I did meet him, but I had him sign something else.
Oh, okay. Did you have him sign Deadpool crap?
Well, I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I have this little book where I'll
Oh,
go to,
yeah, yeah, with
yeah,
the little, yeah, I remember
I'll
now.
take it to little comic creators to sign, and Fabian Nicieza was actually the first person to sign it, and he put a little funny joke in it about being my first time or something like that. But uh, I don't know where this book is. It's boggling my mind because I'm a pretty organized person, and I keep all my like things together, so I don't understand why it wasn't in a comic book box. And maybe it'll turn up at some point. But anyway, I'm still nerding out about how fun it was to reminisce through the old stuff, and it's also cool to have all my signed stuff in one box now. And I have a really cool, it's the Scotty Young variant of issue number 1 of Absolute Superman, and he's signed it. And now I gotta, next time we go to a con locally, because I know he'll be there, usually he is, but have Jason Aaron sign it. And I've never gone to get a book encapsulated or whatever, but I might have to do that because I really like this book.
Did you get a graded book?
Yeah, yeah.
I've never graded a book either. The idea of sending a book off freaks me out.
Right.
Also, the idea of the whole like, am I spending more money than this book is worth
Right.
to get it graded? Because I have like tons of books that I'd like to get graded, but like, I don't know. I know doesn't the grading make it worth more
I think
in
so.
itself?
I think it does.
So I don't know.
And I know for me, that part of it means a little less to me because I'm one of those collectors when I buy something, it's because I wanted it, not because I hope to
Hmm.
resell it in the future.
Yeah, that and what if I want to reread it?
That's true. I
Like now that I have the kid, like I have like full runs and stuff that I would love him to read.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And this particular one, it's the Scotty Young variant, and I have the regular variant. So
Well then, yeah, great.
yeah. And for me, I just think it looks cool, and I think it'd be a cool just piece in my collection to display because obviously we both really love Scotty's work, and I really love Superman. And if I get it signed by the author as well, I just think it'd be a cool display piece, and that's kind of why I want to get it graded.
Yeah, Scotty Young stuff looks good on walls.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. Let's jump into the news. Over with Marvel this week. If anyone's been keeping up, we know that recently the Ironheart trailer came out. Well, a different one with a little bit different footage came out this past week, and it looked a lot of
Yeah, it was
fun.
like a minute 30.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
shows
it
some
was.
new AI and stuff like that. Like she has an AI that looks to be projected like a hologram, and it was actually played by one of the girls from This Is Us, which I thought was kind of cool.
They had a lot more of the hood stuff.
Yep.
The more mystical aspects of the hood was shown, which I was like, okay, that looks a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, check that trailer out. Also, we got a little news about Marvel Zombies. We're going to be getting the animated series that kind of spins off out of the What If series. And they've revealed a little bit more facts about it. It's going to be a 4-part miniseries. And we're going to see the return of several characters, such as, and it's funny, the article I read put it this way. It said, such as the notably absent from Thunderbolts, Baron Zemo. But yeah, Marvel Zombies looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Marvel Zombies.
It's coming out October 3rd, so we're going to get it just in time for spooky season.
Who would have known that would have been so popular?
Oh, right. I don't. Zombies are pretty popular. You got your Walking Dead and your Last
Was
of
it
Us, and
popular? Was it popular before or after? Was it during?
like Walking Dead.
No, Marvel Zombies. When did that first start?
Oh, like the comics. The book of Walking Dead premiered 2003. So okay,
Oh,
the Walking
wow.
the Walking Dead book premiered in 2003, and then the Marvel Zombies book premiered in 2005.
Okay. I know Marvel had a character called the Zombie.
Uh-huh.
That's why they had that copyrighted.
That makes sense. This
Because
is
in DC Comics, they're not allowed to call them zombies either.
this is like a, sort of different, but I like how in the show The Walking Dead they don't even use the word zombies; they call them walkers.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're not allowed.
This is so off topic. I've been binge watching Pop Culture Jeopardy on Amazon Prime. And
Uh-huh.
one of the recent episodes, it was a Disney category. And the clue was something about Frozen. And the answer was, do you want to build a snowman? But in the clue, at the very end, it said, and please don't sing it because that's expensive for us.
Oh, that's funny.
It made me laugh. But yeah, Marvel Zombies, that's coming soon. There's a lot of speculation of some current big name folks from other things might be showing up soon in Marvel. There's a big one right now of Jeremy Allen White from The Bear is in talks to play some undisclosed role in the MCU.
Huh.
Yeah, as well as Bella Ramsey from The Last of Us. Same thing. They didn't really say what role, but it sounds like she's in talks
Yeah,
to
I
play
don't really
something.
care. She's had so much controversy around her. I could
Yeah.
really. It's not the fact that I don't like her. It's the fact that I don't want the controversial news around Marvel. I just don't. I'm so sick of it.
Yeah.
Um,
They've had enough over at Marvel.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not for me. It's just like I just don't want the controversy. No, what did you say before that?
The
The
Jeremy Allen
guy.
White, yeah.
Yeah.
He's about to show up in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, but it'll be CGI though. He's playing Jabba the Hutt's son, who we saw in the Clone Wars, but he's all grown up. And oddly enough, I don't know if you've seen the images, instead of being slimy and big, he's super buff. He's like a buff Hutt.
Oh, I'm at the point of that show where Obi-Wan Kenobi's pretending to be a bounty hunter.
Okay. That's such a good show. There's so many things I wish I could go back and see for the first time, and that's one of them.
These two episodes have been good. The episodes before that were just
Yeah, it takes a couple seasons to really feel like, oh, this isn't for little kids. This is for me.
it's not that like I go through episodes where it's like it's a political episode.
Yeah.
And then it's an actiony episode. Then it's a Clone War episode. Then it's a Jedi episode. And it's just like I have like favorite characters and I'm having trouble liking the characters I'm supposed to like.
Yeah.
Like I'm supposed to like Ahsoka, I'm supposed to like Anakin, I'm supposed to you know what I mean? But these characters I'm like, I don't like these characters. But the characters that I'm not supposed to like are like I'm tending to enjoy a little bit more. It's weird.
Oh no, I agree. It's like
Like
now.
Cad Bane. I love Cad Bane. He is hysterical to me. I think he's so funny.
Oh, he's awesome. Same with Hondo Onaka.
Yeah. I like all the bounty hunters. I like Palpatine in a weird way. I
Uh-huh.
just think he's just so slimy and gross. And the fact that they can't figure out that he's the big bad guy kind of drives me
Oh, I
crazy.
know. It is funny how in that show, current me, Ahsoka is one of my favorite characters of all time. But when you start that show, she's kind of insufferable.
She's just now getting to the point in the show where they like give her like one line an episode
Yeah.
now. And I'm guessing it's because people were so annoyed. But like now she's just like, I'll protect you. And then that's her like one line. And I'm still like, oh, shut up. Just shut up. Don't talk. The clones either drive me crazy or I love them.
Yeah.
There's like no in between.
They get even better the further along you get as well. And then they get really awesome when we follow some of them in the Bad Batch series. Man, it's cool that you're just kind of getting into this because you're in for a treat eventually.
Yeah. Like there's probably 6 shows that I'm watching very, very slowly,
Uh-huh.
and that's one of them right now. And it's either a treat or it's a drag. So it's like I'm waiting to get to the point where it's all a treat because every other person I talk to about the show is like, yeah, it's so great. And I'm just like, when?
Yeah.
Because right now it's a roller coaster and it's driving me nuts.
No, I get that.
But yeah, Miles calls Yoda Baby Yoda even when it's regular Yoda.
Yeah.
So I go, he's like a Jillian, and he's like, that's Baby Yoda, Dad. And I was like, okay.
No. That's awesome. Well, let's see. Back with Marvel, it sounds like Thor 5 is officially in development, but without Taika Waititi. They're kind of going for a slightly veering back into a slightly more serious role. So we'll see
Yeah,
what that means.
they had talked about doing that for the last one for a while.
Yeah.
That the last one was going to be a pretty fairly serious movie.
Yeah. The Vision Quest series just recently added the actress Emily Hampshire, who you might know from Schitt's Creek. She's the receptionist to the hotel, but she's going to play a human projected version of Edith, who was basically the 2.0 version of the AI inside the Iron Man machine and the glasses and all that stuff after, Vision becomes humanoid.
Okay.
But yeah, so I thought that was kind of a cool addition. And over with some video game stuff. I don't know if you've seen the commercial for this new Deadpool VR game that came out, but it's funny because in the game, the video game, Neil Patrick Harris is playing the voice of Deadpool, but in the commercial, it's Ryan Reynolds sitting at a computer and he's dressed like a doctor. And he's like, "Oh, look at me. I'm a teenage prodigy doctor, blah, blah, blah." Like he's making fun of Neil Patrick Harris. And someone comes in and he's basically saying he's trying to steal his role like he stole his for Deadpool. Like
That's
he's
funny.
pretending to be Doogie Howser. But anyway, the trailer looks hilarious and it looks like a super fun VR game for those of you folks with a VR machine out there. Oh, the latest information about Spider-Man Brand New Day. It sounds like Sadie Sink from Stranger Things is rumored to be playing their version of Gwen Stacy. So that'll be interesting.
Which one is she in Stranger Things?
She's the
Which
one. Gosh, I can't think of her name, but she's kind of joins the group a little bit later. She's the girl that she's kind of a tomboy at
the
one point.
redhead?
Yeah, the redheaded one.
She's
Why can't
playing
I
Gwen
not think of her
Stacy.
name? Yeah, she's gonna be. It sounds like if this is true, she's gonna be the MCU's Gwen Stacy in the next Spider-Man movie.
Huh.
And the final bit with Marvel this week, Michael Giacchino, who's done tons of music for Marvel and tons of other movies, his main theme music for the Fantastic Four has finally officially been released. You can go hear the whole thing if you want to hear what that music sounds like. And I listened, and I just love movie music and score music, and I think it sounds really cool.
Well, cool.
Over with DC, just like Marvel, we're getting closer and closer to Fantastic Four. With DC, we're getting closer and closer to Superman. I know those of you guys listening, maybe by the time you hear this episode, it might be a little too late. Things might be sold out. But if you're an Amazon Prime member, go check out your Fandango website and try to score some early pre screening tickets for the movie. But it'll be here on July 11th, so we're getting super close. But a new TV spot was just released. So if you want to go out there and look up the TV spot that just came out a couple of days ago, you can see a little bit more new footage that wasn't in the previous trailer.
Wait, what?
Yeah, a new TV spot came out. So we had that new trailer last week or the week before, and a couple of days ago they dropped a TV spot that has even more new footage from the movie. Now it's like 30 seconds, like it's not a ton, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, the more and more I see this movie, the more and more I get excited. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. Oh, they just released, just like when The Batman came out, the one with Robert Pattinson, they released a prequel novel because it's set in a world where he's already Batman. Well, this movie is set in a world where Superman is already Superman, but they just released a prequel novel to see some of his early days of moving to Metropolis and all that. The prequel novel is called Superman Welcome to Metropolis, and it's just like a small paperback, 200 pages, something like that. It's only like $6 on Amazon. I ordered it and it's going to be here in a couple days, so I'm kind of excited to read it.
Yeah, the prequel.
Yeah, the prequel novel to the new Superman.
It's gonna be exciting for you.
Yeah. It sounds like when you read the little description on Amazon, it's his very early days, and it sounds like he's just kind of meeting Lois, and one of the first villains he encounters is Metallo.
Okay.
But yeah,
Metallo.
yeah. That'll be kind of exciting to read and just get a feel of this Superman. And then, gosh, 3, 4 weeks later, we get to finally watch this movie. I watched Superman Returns an embarrassing amount of times when I was in college in the movie theater. And then Man of Steel came out. I think I watched it 4 times in the movie theater.
Oh well.
I'll probably watch it at least once or twice. Well, definitely once, but maybe even twice. I don't know. The older I get and the busier I get and the more kids I have, it's a little bit harder to do that, but I'm feeling at least twice, I think, this time.
All right on.
Let's see. Oh, shortly after the movie comes out, it sounds like there's going to be an animated crypto spin-off in continuity of this DC universe, so that'll be kind of fun to watch.
That's funny.
Oh, actor Michael Rosenbaum, who played Lex Luthor in the Smallville series, he does his podcast called the Inside of You podcast and all this. Well, he recently talked about He didn't talk about what it was or anything like that, but him and James Gunn are very, very close friends. And he did say that he has a very, very small role in the Superman movie. So that's kind of cool. He didn't say what it was or anything, but now I'm going to have my eyes peeled the whole time to try to figure it out.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna actually be like visible.
I
I
know.
know it last time we saw him in a James Gunn movie, he was the guy from Guardians,
Yeah,
the
what was he
crystal
called? Like
guy.
Multiplex or something like that? I can't think of
Yeah,
it.
multiplex. He's like made out of a crystal. He's an alien, like made out of crystals, basically.
Yeah, so you don't even see his
Um,
face.
yeah, and it's crazy because like he was one of the original Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah.
in the comic book. So it's funny how they spun that around. But
I'll bet you're right. I'll bet it'll be some kind of character like that where you blink and you miss it, or he won't even have his normal face or something.
yeah,
Maybe he'll voice the kaiju or something like that.
that'd be hilarious.
Yep. Let's see. The last thing I have with DC, it sounds like they just confirmed that Supergirl will be showing up in this movie, not as a main character, but we will see her. And then reciprocally, is that a word? I don't know. He's going to show up in her movie at some point too. So I think that's kind of cool. Put that continuity in there, that connectivity. Over with Star Wars, the latest news is not a big surprise to anyone at all, but with Kathleen Kennedy stepping down, everyone's like, who's it going to be? Who's going to replace her as the president of Lucasfilms? And it sounds like Dave Filoni and someone else, Carrie Beck, are both going to kind of be taking over Lucasfilms. And man, putting that in Dave Filoni's hands is the wisest decision they've ever made.
Yeah, he loves the product and he's good with it.
Yep. So he's going to do awesome. Let's see, elsewhere out there in the pop culture universe, this past week, I think we even talked about a little bit how Doctor Who had its finale and he regenerated into Billy Piper, which is crazy, but we know he revisits old faces. Well, anyway, it sounds like it might not be coming back to Disney Plus when it returns. The show's not canceled because it's a BBC show, but their contract with Disney Plus might be over. So when the show returns, it could be on Amazon Prime or Netflix or even somewhere else.
Oh,
But yeah,
weird.
so that is kind of weird. They did all this and hyped it all up with Disney, and it sounds like it's not going to be with Disney anymore. But it's still going to be out there, just not with Disney.
Yeah, I heard rumors that Disney Plus is not doing well financially though either. So
Yeah, and, which is so odd. They're putting out a lot of different stuff in a lot of different categories. It seems like a lot of people would be into it. So yeah, that's kind of weird.
yeah, I'm wondering if eventually there'll only be like a couple of streaming networks and all that stuff will get eaten up into, you know what I mean?
Right. It's like, hey,
Yeah, I don't
what if we take all these streaming networks and join them into one thing?
call it cable.
Call it cable. Crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, the new trailer for Wicked Part 2, Wicked for Good, came out. It was amazing. Cannot wait to see that movie. Oh, for game lovers, it sounds like a new Invincible fighting game is coming out, and they just released a trailer for it. And I don't really play a lot of those fighting games, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter style stuff, but that looked really awesome. So there's a trailer for it too. So if you go look up on YouTube the Invincible fighting game, it looks like a lot of fun.
It's awesome.
I don't know about you, but back in the day when the Nintendo 64 was out, other than Zelda stuff, my favorite game was probably 007. Were you a big fan of that game?
Oh yeah.
Well, it sounds like a new 007, a modern one, is coming out soon. And it's an origin game where he's just becoming 007, but it's that same style of game with modern graphics and stuff. And they just released a trailer for it, and it looked really cool.
Right on.
Were you ever into the game Mass Effect?
Yeah, it's like my favorite game ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
I've actually played 3 of those games 6 times, all 3 of them.
Oh, nice. I haven't played them, but they look super awesome. But it sounds like Amazon Prime is turning it into a TV series.
Yeah, they've been talking about doing it for a long time.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's going to be here 2026. And they did great with what's the other one? Fallout. So, I don't know. They seem to be doing all right with these video game series.
Yeah, I think it works as long as it's a series. I don't think video games work as movies unless you do like a Mario kind of situation
Yeah,
or
there's
Sonic.
so much content that's hard to cram into just a couple of hours
Yeah.
and make good sense if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Oh, speaking of video game movies, we've been talking about all these people that keep getting cast for this new Street Fighter movie. Well, the latest casting announcement, it sounds like Walton Goggins is going to be playing M. Bison in the Street Fighter movie.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that dude. Whatever he shows up in, I love that guy.
That would be awesome.
Oh, And again, another video game movie. We know that a Zelda movie is coming. And the latest rumor, this was just a rumor, but it came from a source that typically turns out to be true. It sounds like the main kid on the new live action How to Train Your Dragon movie playing Hiccup, the actor's name is Mason Thames. Well, it looks like he might be the guy they're currently eyeing to play Link in the live action Zelda movie. And I
Oh,
can kind of see it. They put his picture next to a picture of Link, and I don't know, I could kind of see it.
interesting.
I don't know if you missed this, but just this past week over on Hulu, they released that animated Predator movie, Killer of Killers. I haven't watched it yet, but the trailer looks so amazing, and I've only seen positive things about it, both reviews and my personal friends talking about it on social media. So yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out this week if I have time.
Absolutely.
Oh, and for Stephen King fans, we know back in I think 2017 they put out that Dark Tower movie, which kind of flopped. And for fans of the book, I haven't read all of Stephen King's stuff, but I have read the Dark Tower, and it is so good, and it's one of my favorites. I was so excited about that movie, and then the movie was kind of weird and very, very, very different from the books. Anyway, all that to say is they're going to be doing a Prime Video 5 season adaptation of the Dark Tower, and that's coming
S-
shortly, and I can't wait.
So wasn't there originally they were talking about movies and then like movies and series and movie it'll be a series like it was like multi-platformed kind of
Oh yeah, it was gonna
stab
be
at it.
crazy, like movies, series, I think books and comics even, where it all was just all the same continuity.
Yeah.
And that movie was supposed to kick it off, but it was such a flop. They were like, nope, can't do that. But here we
Yeah.
are. I think we're 8 years later. By the time that show comes out, it'll be 9 or 10 years. But they're gonna try a stab at it again, starting with a new series that is completely separate from that movie that flopped. And maybe they'll stick a little truer to the books this time. And I don't know. Those books are so good. And I love how those books kind of turn all of Stephen King's books into a multiverse. I don't know how much of
Hmm.
those you've read, but
I know that they're all connected through those
yeah.
books.
So if they do that, that'd be kind of cool, especially with what the whole It franchise and Pennywise and all that stuff. Those are
Yeah.
doing really well. And then they got their new series coming out soon. It'd be kind of interesting if somehow it ties to that as well.
Because aren't those aliens that it is, aren't they in Dark Tower?
Yeah, I know at some point something opens up the multiverse and you see all these different things and you see those alien beings at some point. I haven't read them in a long time. I just remember how much I liked them.
Hmm.
But hey, that's all the news for this week. I know in the weeks to come, they're going to be showing more and more stuff about Fantastic Four and more stuff about Superman. And I'm even a little excited to see that new Jurassic Park movie, Jurassic World 3 or whatever. But all of those come out next month. And so I know we'll be seeing more soon. But hey, as for us here at the Taylorverse, I've been Billy Taylor.
And I'm Taylor Oxner.
And come back next week, guys. Same Taylor time, same Taylor channel.
See ya.
Bye.